This shakedown will be the one show, not ripping Charlie Sheen jokes. I don't slow down to look at car crashes, and this guy's doing a great job flaming himself without my help. Besides, who needs Charlie when racing has Mario Andretti making Sheen-worthy crazy comments on his own? You'll see. That plus the WRC Mexico heads up. Then new race car debuts from Geneva and the Ethernet. Gran Turismo 5 works its way into 2 racing stories. And I have 3 questions for you. By the way, don't Google the words Charlie Sheen and auto race. You'll get his Rotten Tomato racing movie, The Wraith, with Chucky as a mystical driver of a mystery car. And then Google takes you to 50,000 blogs slamming the fact that he's really a Mexican. America. So, IndyCar is offering $5 million for an outsider to guest drive its October 16th Vegas race. Beat the stars of IndyCar and the money is yours. All to prove that the best in the world can't outrace the regulars of Indy. But then 71-year-old Mario Andretti announces, hey, I'm tempted to do it. Forget the fact that this big IndyCar grandstand marketing move is a shallow offer, in that the Vegas date conflicts with F1, NASCAR, and other races. So a lot of talent is already negated. No, somebody needs to explain to Mario he's not helping. IndyCar stars, like an EJ Viso, beating up on an old bag of Nomex will not prove Indy racing cred. And Andretti's last Indy ride was fliptastic. Please, Mario, grow old, not idiotic. So here's question 1 for you. With IndyCar picking only 5 outsiders, which 5 do you want to see? Oh, and since Tony Kanaan does not have a 2011 ride, does he qualify as an outsider now? WRC is in Mexico this week. See, I could have gone right here with a Sheen Estevez joke. But you know what? I'm an adult, and I respect any country that gives us Salma Hayek. Ford kicked Citroen's ass with a 1-2-3 in Sweden. But Rally Mexico is gravel, and Sebastian Loeb will have the turf he likes to get back into the fight. Mexico will intro a new stage run in the heart of a historic town, Guanajuato. So Ken Block's Fiesta will have a place to show off. WRC is still a Ford Citroen show until Mini arrives for Rally Italy and 5 other 2011 events. Announced in Geneva when Mini showed the precursor car to its WRC beast, this S2000 Cooper Works for privateers. Also at Geneva, Lotus showed this GT2 GTE Evora that will race Le Mans this year. The news bit in this story more newsworthy than the specs, which you should Google. In 2012, this Lotus will also race the Daytona 24. See, those new Grand Am GT specs, they're going to be good. Peugeot showed the hybrid of the new 908 LMP. Great paint, and a plan to really test the car in prep for the 2012 Le Mans race. Pug says because of last year's LM loss, they're not risking 2 fails in a row, race-proofing hybrid tech in 2011. Final Geneva story is Toyota and the FT86, hugely anticipated by the fanboys and carrying the fate of Toyota's sporty personality cred. T turned to Gran Turismo 5 to video launch the car, all drifty-like. Rear-wheel drive like the legendary AE86. Question 2 is this. Assuming Toyota is sharp enough to realize they need to race this thing, where should FT86 race? Drifting? Toyota has Scion in Formula Drift, but Fredrik Asbø and his Supra won in Abu Dhabi. Tanner Faust and Scion were 3rd in his drifting farewell. But I like these road racing AE86s. So maybe time attack, road racing? How about rally? Question 2 wants your suggestions, where to race the 86. Staying with GT5 gets us back to LMP, and one answer to the question, how do I start racing? Enter the GT Academy competition. This is not an ad, but Sony and Nissan, I could use the sponsorship. No, this is just fact. Check out the story of Lucas Ordonez. Karted as a kid, gave it up in 2001, no money, went to college, but in 2008 entered GT Academy, won it. Raced for Sony in real cars in GT4 and won some more. Now in 2011, Lucas will race this Nissan LMP, starting at Sebring in mid-March and then on to Le Mans in June. And finally, you may have seen by now the new Aston Martin AMR1 LMP car. Not a Lola derivative, like the last few seasons, purpose-built this time by ProDrive. Not sure why open car when everyone else opted coupe, but a lot of aero details. A triple shock absorber suspension for, I assume, ride and bump control, and a straight 6 engine, like the 1959 Le Mans winning DBR1, Carroll Shelby and Roy Salvadori taking Aston's only LM24. But the most interesting thing about this new Aston is what it says about sports car racing. The laws of physics are immutable, and often to blame for why race cars are alike. But then the series screws with rules to standardize specs in the name of close racing and cost control. But here, in Le Mans racing, the LMP grid will see the following variety: diesel V6 turbo versus diesel V8 turbo, versus normally aspirated V8, versus twin turbo V6, versus Aston single turbo straight 6. And I bet I'm missing a spec or two. WTF is going on, and how cool is this? And that's my final question to you. Why do you think we have such technical diversity in Le Mans racing and not in the other series? Well, that's all I got for today. Gotta go finish the Cadillac V and Boss 302 FLD tours, and those things are gonna be pumped full of Charlie Sheen insults and comparisons. The Aston LMP is the latest to use rear tire-wide front tires. Everyone made fun of Nick Wirth and his 2009 ALMS Acura ARX02 when he first did it. Now, fat front tires are an LMP design standard because Michelin created bespoke wide front tire compounds.